Hey, what's going on YouTube? BD Kane 721. Happy Thursday morning. Hope everybody's having a good week and looking forward to the holiday weekend. Trying to get a video in here before I head out for the weekend. I'm taking tomorrow off. Gonna play some golf and make the weekend a little longer. So wanted to show some cards in the same spirit I've been doing the last few videos, where I am showing more of my collection rather than showing pickups. I don't have a lot coming in, kind of trickling in one card here or there, but nothing to really report on the channel yet. Still trying to save up for the National in a couple of months. Excuse me, can't talk this morning. I did want to show the new bobblehead addition to the collection. This is the Joe Musgrove and Theo bobblehead that was given out recently at a home game. Last year they did something similar with Fernando Tatis Jr. and his dogs, Pumbaa and Nala, and of course the dog's heads bobble as well. Joe's sitting here in his sort of day off outfit, going to the park with Theo and his cup of coffee. Probably got his coffee from his parents' place here locally. They own a coffee shop. So I thought it was kind of a cool bobblehead. Wanted to show that to all of you. All right, on to the cards. I am going to show some of my favorite graded cards from my collection. Not necessarily the most valuable cards in my collection, but just some cards that I really like having in my collection for one reason or another, and I will explain that as I show each of them. So, for example, the first one here is this 1967 Topps Fence Busters card of Willie Mays and Willie McCovey. Now, I'm not a vintage collector, as all of you know. I don't really have a lot of vintage in the collection, but this particular card has been with me since I was probably 10, 11 years old. And I've held on to it, all these years. I'm not going to say how many because I don't want to reveal my age or anything, but I am an old guy, so I've held on to it for quite a while. And to me, it just has a lot of sentimental value. It came back as a PSA 4 recently when I sent it in for grading. Happy to get it into the slab so that it's now protected. Still in really good shape for all these years. I think I got this through either a family member who had some cards that he gave me, or maybe a family friend that we did some trading or something. I just remember knowing that Willie Mays was, a great player and one of the big names in the sport. So that's what grabbed it. That's how I got hooked into that card, I guess, back then as a kid. Now, the next card is something very similar I've had for a while. In fact, when I got back into the hobby back in 2010, I was looking for ways of collecting, and back then it was a lot easier finding cheaper hobby boxes to buy. And when I got back into the Topps Chrome thing, or got really heavily into the Topps Chrome thing, I started looking for older boxes of Topps Chrome to crack. And on my channel, I do have a video of me cracking a 1999 Topps Chrome box, which I pulled this card from. This is the Lords of the Diamond Refractor version of the Ken Griffey Jr. card. Interesting story about this. I sent it off to PSA for grading. It came back that they would not grade it. I think the reason was it didn't meet minimum size requirements, which is really odd to me since it was pulled directly from a pack. But then I asked my good friend JT over at Triple Crown 24 what to do, and he said, well, send it off to SGC, see if they'll grade it, which I did. Not crazy about the grade. I think it's definitely in better shape than an 8.5, but it looks great in the slab, so I can't really complain too much about it. I really do like that card a lot. Something similar, I go to shows a lot now, and I will find things randomly in dollar boxes or value boxes. I found this card, 2018 Panini Donruss Optic Shohei Ohtani rated rookie card. This is the running bronze version. I think there's another version of this card where he's either batting or pitching. I can't remember which. And found this in a value box, probably bought it for like $5 or something like that, and it came back a Gem 10 when I sent it off recently to PSA. So you can find some gems in those value boxes, so I really like having that card. I don't have too many Ohtanis in my collection, so it's nice to have a Gem 10. Similar issue with a card like this. Found this at a show recently, probably in the last year or so. I do have a little side PC of Juan Soto cards with him in Padre uniforms. I'm not looking to get Juan Soto cards all that often when he's not in a Padres uniform. So it's a little side PC, a little niche in the Soto market that I think will be a lot of fun to show off later on in his career. Reminding people that he did spend a year and a half, well, maybe a year and a third here in San Diego playing for the Padres. So I like this one. This is the 2023 Finest Gold Mini Diamond, number to 50, that came back at Gem 10 from PSA. And then something that goes back even farther, very similar to the Ken Griffey Jr. card there, are two Michael Jordan cards that I found at a flea market probably 10, 15 years ago. And I bought these cards for $2 a piece out of like a dollar box or some kind of value box. And I recently got them PSA slabbed. And I think I've shown them on the channel before. And it's 1996 top season best cards, the Sticky Fingers and the Enfuego versions. Look at the refractor colors on this. It's amazing. These cards are really, really cool. Probably very hard to grade, I would imagine, because of all the different things going on the card. This one, the Sticky Fingers, got an 8. The Enfuego got a 9. The Sticky Fingers, I was disappointed about the 8 because it looks fantastic. And same thing with the Enfuego. So I was really happy with the 9 on the Enfuego. Someday I might consider cracking this out, but I have looked at it under the loop, and there are some issues that I could understand why it's an 8. So I've kind of kept from doing that. I've kept from cracking it out because of that. But still, two cards that, you know, back then you could get Jordan cards like that for a few bucks at shows, and nobody really thought much of it. Nowadays, you can't do that. And then a couple of PC players. My favorite Tatis graded card right now is this 2020 Finest Orange Auto, number to 25. Bought this card at the Atlantic City National a couple years ago, or more than a couple years ago now. And it was raw at the time that I bought it. And took a chance and sent it in for grading. And was really pleased to get a 10 on it. I didn't think it was going to get a 10. I thought there were a couple of issues with it, but it does look great. Love the orange color. Love it numbered out of 25. Something that I'm very proud of having in the collection. Not so sure what kind of career he's going to have. And there's a lot that I could say about Tatis at this point. And then, of course, I can't go a video like this and not show some Manny Machado cards. First one, I've got two of them here. 2016 Topps Now, Manny Machado, Gem 10. Now, this is a card that I received as a gift in a care package or just because package from one of my favorite all-time YouTubers, Ed, over at Wesker Griff. Sent this to me in a care package not that long ago. Maybe it's been a couple years or so. And it just showed me how generous this community is. It reminded me how amazing it is to be a part of this community when people like Ed and others send you things that really mean a lot. I mean, obviously he's not in a Padres uniform, but it's still a Manny Machado card. I don't really collect a lot of Topps Now stuff. Not a huge fan of the cards. But when you get something like this in a care package from somebody that you respect, it makes it that much more valuable to you, and something that I'm very proud to have in the collection. And then lastly, my all-time favorite auto of Manny that I have, and I don't have too many, I maybe have about 10 or 15 of them, is this 2017 Bowman's Best gold auto numbered out of 50. Bought this as well at the Atlantic City National. So it goes to show how serious I can get at these nationals to buy some cards like this. This was something that I was extremely happy to get. I remember passing by the table that had this at least 3 times before I decided I was going to just go ahead and make an offer on it. And the dealer was very easy to work with. So, yeah, those are some of my favorite graded cards in my collection. happy to share with all of you some of those. Maybe someday I'll show some more, but thought those were the ones that would appeal to some of you out there as you're watching my videos at this time. So I hope everybody has a great holiday weekend. Happy Memorial Day to everybody, and do something fun. Stay safe, and I will talk to you guys next week sometime. All right, see ya.